Hi, I'm Athena Yeung, and I'm a senior from Hillsborough, California, majoring in biology and economics with a minor in Chinese. After graduation, I'll be working as a private equity analyst at Stone Point Capital.
Hi, my name is Lilla Timperman. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, and I'm a senior studying political science and financial economics. And after graduation, I'll be going to New York City to do investment banking at Goldman Sachs.
Hi, my name is Michael Zhou. I'm a senior studying economics with the finance concentration. And then after graduation, I'll be working at Wells Fargo for their structured products group.
I'm Vipul Nadimpalli. I'm a senior at Duke studying economics with a finance concentration. And after graduation, I'll be working in investment banking at JP Morgan in the firm's M&A group.
Favorite Woo meal?
Kraft's turkey and Havarti sandwich with avocado and a side salad.
Favorite movie?
Forrest Gump.
Favorite place to study on campus?
Ooh, the Gothic Reading Room in the Rubenstein Library.
If you could switch lives with anyone for a day, who would it be?
I'd have to say Jane Goodall. I love primates, and I just love to hang out with chimpanzees for a day.
What's your favorite class you've ever taken at Duke?
Tie between Bio 268, Mechanisms of Animal Behavior, taught by Steve Nowicki, and Fecon 451, Housing and the Economy, taught by David Berger. Just both really different, but have taught me incredibly practical and useful skills that really excite me.
What's your favorite place to eat in Durham?
I've been going to Local 22 a lot because it's right next to my apartment.
Favorite ice cream flavor?
I love mint chocolate chip.
What's your favorite involvement outside of finance at Duke?
So I'm a classically trained singer, and so being a part of Duke's Opera Theater has been a wonderful involvement in my time here.
What got you into finance?
So my freshman summer, I interned at an opera company in their finance department.
What's your favorite involvement with DFE?
I am the first JAGA student ambassador, and it's been so wonderful to really shape a program that's shaped me so much.
And what's your favorite class you've taken?
Probably Econ 370 with John Cacavalli.
Who's a mentor you look up to?
I look up to my JAGA mentor, Anya Button, as well as Lindsay Hughes, who I've been working on the JAGA program with this semester.
Favorite class at Duke?
I'd have to say commercial real estate lending with John, Kevin, Ryan. Really helped me understand the real estate industry when I was working for Wells Fargo in the mortgage-backed securities industry.
What's your favorite place to eat in Durham?
I'd have to say Viceroy.
What's the best thing about the DFE?
The DFE's really grown since I was a freshman, thanks to Emma and John. I really appreciate that. I've been able to give back and pay it forward to the younger students as I've kind of gotten older and help them, with recruiting or finding their interest in finance.
Favorite restaurant in Durham?
Has to be Dane's off 9th Street.
What's your favorite Duke sports game memory?
During my sophomore year, we upset Clemson in football and stormed the field after.
What's your favorite part of the DFE?
I think helping freshmen who didn't have prior knowledge into the finance industry get excited about it. I was in similar shoes when I started at Duke, and it was really good to have upperclassmen help me out, and I'm glad to be in those same shoes 3 years down the line.
Looking back, what advice would you tell your freshman year self?
I think I would tell my freshman year self to not say no to as many things. I feel like it's really easy to say no to opportunities your freshman year because you think they'll be there later on in your Duke career, but time moves fast, so I'd make the most of it.
Athena is incredibly supportive. I met her as a freshman through Scaling Coin when I didn't know much about finance, and she introduced me to the buy side and helped me navigate recruiting. She spent so much time helping me with interviews and was always willing to chat. Since I hope to pursue a similar career path as her, she's helped me think a lot about my future career, and I aspire to be like her one day.
Athena is driven. I got to know Athena last spring when we co-founded the Duke chapter of the Asian Leadership Initiative. From the jump, she took initiative as president, overseeing both chapter operations and helping nationals with events and general planning. Her drive and trust in my abilities encouraged me to step out of my shell and made me take on more responsibility of my own. Athena also inspires me as she pursues her own diverse interests, such as research with the BISIG Lab, and I'm so grateful for the opportunity to have met her at Duke.
Athena is generous. She is so generous, especially with her time and her advice. One particular mentorship moment that comes to mind with Athena is sitting in WU for hours. And I later found out that it was a heavy project and heavy exam week upcoming for her, but that didn't stop her from sitting there and helping me think through all of the different factors and aspects of my stock pitch, both quantitatively and qualitatively. And her confidence in me gave me confidence to later after a meeting go and finish it. So thank you so much, Athena. You are going to be so terribly missed.
My key is patient. I remember in sophomore year, I was taking financial markets 256, and he was a TA for the course. And I was really stuck on a lot of the concepts, and he helped me walk through them one by one until they actually clicked with me. And I remember, thinking and thanking the generosity of his time throughout the entire course. I think it really made a difference for me and my overall learning experience as well.
Michael is supportive. Last semester, he was the head TA in Econ 256, and he was extremely helpful when it came to competitions, providing really useful advice when it came to modeling and presentations. And this semester, when I was going through finance recruiting, he was a great sounding board to ask for advice and mock me when it came to technical and behavioral preparation. But what stands out the most is his positive attitude. If you know Michael, you know that he always has a smile on his face and has really infectious positive energy.
Lilla is selfless. Lilla is my AK Psi Big and VP of Finance, and she always puts others first. During IB recruiting, she consistently went the extra mile, making sure me and everyone else who reached out to her felt prepared. Whether this was through mock interviews or office hours with the DFE, she supported us all. She's been a great role model and an even better friend. Lilla, you've been such an important part of my time at Duke, and I'll miss you so much next year.
Lilla is dynamic. One of my first encounters with Lilla was during the JAGA Women in Finance program's firm visits to New York City. Lilla had stepped up to be a senior leader of this trip. Her support and willingness to share advice during a firm visit that could have been really daunting for us was something that didn't go unnoticed. Since then, she's been one of the first people that the JAGA fellows turn to when they need advice and things aren't going their way, but also one of the first people that we call when we just encountered a big win. Lilla has been the definition of a good mentor, and her generosity and her time, sharing of knowledge and experiences has not gone unnoticed.
Lilla is genuine. I met Lilla my freshman year, and her genuine energy has always shined through. Her willingness to always drop everything and help others, especially while I was recruiting and she was abroad, but she never failed to respond to any of my call for help texts. And I think that Lilla truly embodies what it means to be a role model for other girls in finance in the way that she encourages a collaborative community and uplifts others. So super congratulations, Lilla, really well deserved.
Vipul is reliable. Throughout my recruiting journey, Vipul was there to support me every step of the way, whether that was helping out with networking advice or mock interviewing me the night before a super day. Vipul is intentional and genuine with his support, helping as many people as he can, as he really wants to see those around him succeed and thrive.
Vip is committed. I got to know Vip last year when I was a freshman and he was the CEO of Bull City Beds. And what stood out to me was that whenever we had a customer with a last minute move-in or a bed frame that no longer fit into a room, Vip always incorporated us freshmen into the conversation to hear our perspectives and then introduce his own to see how we could best understand and solve the situation. And that's just who he is. He always brings those around him into the conversation. And congrats, Vip, this is very well deserved.
Vipul is a very thoughtful leader, a very caring individual that really does put people that he works with above himself. He's always the first one in and last one out of the room. He showed great leadership when I have met him through Bull City Beds, where he was the CEO, and he really showed the entire team how to properly lead the company and how to execute in the best way possible.
I tell the freshmen, get out of your room, go meet as many people on campus as possible, because 4 years goes by really fast.
I was going to say, because we don't have an undergraduate business school here, it's really important to become familiar with the resources and clubs and upperclassmen around you to help you with the recruiting process.
definitely find balance, find activities and hobbies that make you happy, that'll make you a lot more successful in all aspects of your life.
I think it's easy to get focused on the end result. I would say don't stress about that and instead make sure that you're doing all the things in the middle to get yourself there.